Why Japan doesn't heat homes with central heaters in winter? Ever wondered why Japanese homes don't have central heating, even when winters can be downright freezing? It's a question that puzzles many and comes up often. The answer isn't just about practicality. It's all about tradition, culture, and some clever adaptations that have shaped how Japan stays warm through the cold months. Let's look at it. Why central heating isn't the norm. Starting with the biggest issue, how Japanese houses are built. Traditional Japanese homes are absolutely charming, no doubt, but they're a heating nightmare. Most are made of wood, with wafer-thin walls and those iconic sliding paper doors. Fantastic for letting in fresh air, but absolutely terrible at keeping the cold out. You can literally see daylight sneaking through the gaps. Insulation is practically non-existent, and installing central heating would just be a money drain, as it wouldn't effectively warm up the space due to the lack of proper insulation. It's like trying to heat the outside. Now, modern homes in Japan have gotten the memo on insulation and are built with thicker walls and sealed windows. A lot of them even take inspiration from Western designs. But here's the thing, even in these more energy-efficient homes, central heating is still a rarity. This is because in most of Japan, winters are cold, but not Hokkaido cold. Up north in Hokkaido, where the winters are brutal enough to freeze your eyelashes, central heating is more common. It's less of a luxury and more of a survival tool there. So while modern houses are definitely more heat-friendly than the old wooden ones, Japan's general aversion to central heating still prevails. It's a mix of practicality, tradition, and a whole lot of creative workarounds. But who needs central heating when you have clever ways to beat the chill? We'll get to those in a bit. The cultural factor. Now let's get into the cultural side of things because this is where it gets really interesting. Historically, Japanese families didn't even dream of central heating. Instead, they had the irori, a traditional open hearth that did way more than just keep them warm. It was a one-stop shop for cooking dinner, drying clothes, and most importantly, gathering the family. Think of it as the heart of the home. People didn't just stay warm, they bonded, shared meals, and told stories around its glow. Fast forward to today, and that communal warmth lives on through the kotatsu. If you've never seen one, it's a low table with a heater underneath, draped with a thick, cozy blanket. It's the ultimate winter setup, half heater, half cuddle spot. It's where families gather to chat, play games, snack endlessly, and yes, occasionally pass out for a nap. However, not every household has a kotatsu. Even so, most people still don't feel the need for central heating. It boils down to one of Japan's core values, frugality. Wasting energy is a big no-no. Japanese culture emphasizes using only what you need and not a drop more. Instead of cranking up the heat everywhere, the Japanese prefer to heat only the spaces they're actually using. It's a lifestyle choice that's equal parts practical and cultural. Sure, it might sound a bit chilly, but for many, it's just the way things are, and they've perfected the art of making it work. After all, why heat the whole house when you can just stay cozy under a kotatsu with snacks, games, and family? The downsides of no central heating. Okay, let's be real. Living without central heating isn't all cozy kotatsus and nostalgic vibes. There are some pretty chilly downsides, and they're hard to ignore. For starters, the temperature inside Japanese homes can be all over the place. One room might be toasty, thanks to a space heater, while the next feels like the Arctic tundra. And let's not even get started on bathrooms. Those tiled, unheated spaces can be downright brutal in winter. Ever heard of heat shock? It happens when your body goes through sudden temperature changes, like stepping out of a warm living room into an ice-cold bathroom. For older people, this can be seriously dangerous, and Japan sees a concerning number of winter-related deaths because of it. A uniform, centrally heated house could do a lot to prevent these risks. And then there's the everyday hassle. Imagine coming home after a long, cold day, only to step into a house that feels like a walk-in freezer. Instead of instantly thawing out, you have to fire up individual heaters and wait for what feels like forever to warm up. Not exactly the warm welcome you'd hope for, right? You have to mentally prepare yourself to leave your cozy kotatsu cocoon and face what feels like Siberian winds in your own home. Sure, there are heated toilet seats, a literal lifesaver. But getting to them can be a frosty adventure in itself. How do the Japanese work around winter without central heating? Sure, Japan's homes might lack central heating, but that doesn't mean they're entirely defenseless against winter's icy grip. The Japanese have turned staying warm into an art form with some seriously clever solutions. First up is the hero of winter, the heated toilet seat. If you've never experienced one, let me tell you, it's not just a luxury, it's a life-changing experience. Cold bathrooms are not exactly a problem when your porcelain throne doubles as a mini heater. Then there are the portable heaters, strategically stationed like little soldiers throughout the house. Whether it's a kerosene heater in the living room or a fan heater in the bedroom, these gadgets make sure the spaces you actually use stay toasty. And don't forget the bathroom heaters. Many homes have wall-mounted units that not only keep you warm during your shower, but also double as high-tech laundry dryers. A bathroom that heats and dries your clothes. That's innovation with the side of coziness. Some homes go a step further with heated floors. Yes, heated floors. You can walk barefoot in the middle of winter without feeling like you've stepped onto an ice rink. It's like a warm hug for your feet and the ultimate antidote to frosty mornings. Now, is it still cold without central heating? 100%. There's no sugarcoating it. But for many Japanese people, it's just part of life. Like slurping ramen or enjoying cherry blossoms in spring. You adapt, you bundle up, and you find comfort in the little things. Humans are nothing if not adaptable, and this way of life has its own unique rhythm and charm. Plus, there's something about these workarounds that feels intentional. Instead of blasting heat throughout an entire house, you focus on warming the spaces you actually use. It's efficient, eco-friendly, and let's be honest, kind of cozy. Sure, it might not be everyone's cup of green tea, but it's proof that Japan doesn't just survive winter. It thrives in its own inventive way. There's no one-size-fits-all answer to why Japan hasn't embraced central heating. Sure, it can get chilly, but for most people here, it's just part of the winter experience. And hey, those kotatsu naps? Totally worth it. Now let's hear from you. Could you survive a Japanese winter without central heating? Or are you team crank up the thermostat? Let me know your thoughts. And if you've got a unique winter hack, spill it already.